It's often thought that big change leads to big results, but this often isn't the case. Consider the phenomenon of New Year's resolutions. With great enthusiasm, people commit to making big changes in their life, only to slide back into their old ways by February. In fact, a study from the University of Scranton found that 92% of people fail to keep their New Year's resolutions, and 80% will fail by the second week of February. As exciting as big life transformations can seem, they often don't last. You can, however, shift the trajectory of your life simply by making small changes. By lowering the bar of expectation, you can more easily wire new habits in your brain that lead to lasting results. Instead of prescribing to ideas like, go hard or go home, or, it's all or nothing, you can embrace the power of small changes. Mini habits can create lasting and sustainable change, and most importantly, can be done with self-compassion and care. Staying motivated. Creating change in your life can be challenging, and staying motivated is essential to wire in new habits. A mistake people make when setting goals is not taking into account that their motivation and energy levels are going to fluctuate dramatically. You set your goals against the backdrop of your life, but life is ever-changing and unpredictable, which makes sticking to habits difficult, especially if you take on too much too soon. The excitement and motivation to run 10 kilometers a day or write 2,000 words a day often wanes, and it becomes harder to regularly follow through. The solution is to make your new habits so small you can't fail. So what does a mini habit actually look like? Instead of aiming to do, say, 30 minutes of weight training each day, commit to doing weights for just the length of one of your favorite songs. Instead of aiming to write 2,000 words of your book each day, commit to 10 minutes of writing each day. Swap a fully vegetarian diet for vegetarian lunches. In other words, start small. Create your daily habits so small they can be done in 2 minutes or less. You'll find that nearly any habit can be scaled down into a 2-minute version. Read before bed becomes reading 1 page, or do 30 minutes of yoga becomes take my yoga mat out. The idea is to make your habits as easy as possible to start, because once you have started, it is much easier to keep doing it. A new habit shouldn't feel like a challenge. The actions that follow can be a challenge, but the first 2 minutes should be easy. Achieve more by doing less. Setting up mini habits lowers your resistance to getting started, too. When your resistance is low, you're more likely to regularly engage with your habit and begin to change your behavior and life. By lowering your expectations of what you need to do to get started, mini habits can become the gateway to actually doing more. Aiming to walk 10 minutes a day, for example, will likely turn into a longer period once you get going. In the same way, if your daily mini habit is to read 1 page of a book, the chances are once you get started, you'll read the whole chapter. Even if you don't go further than your initial target, each time you succeed in reaching your mini habit, your reward center is activated, and you receive a boost of feel-good dopamine. Our brains are wired to repeat what feels good, which is partly how habits are formed. Each day you follow through on your mini habit, you're wiring a new neural pathway in your brain and changing your behavior. Starting small is powerful. Shift your identity. Mini habits set you up for success because they are easier to start and, therefore, easier to stick to. They remove the pressure that you should be doing more, which can be stressful. Each day you successfully follow through on your mini habit, you become more confident and begin to see yourself as an action taker. You feel more in control of your life and behavior, and you begin to truly believe that change is possible. Your new habits change your identity. Your identity emerges out of your habits. Every action is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. The most practical way to change who you are is to change what you do. Each time you write a page, you are a writer. Each time you practice the violin, you are a musician. A mistake people make when setting goals is not taking into account that their motivation and energy levels are going to fluctuate dramatically. Consistency is the backbone of creating new habits, and each repetition gives you more votes for the person you want to become. On the other hand, when you set highly ambitious daily goals, you often set yourself up for failure. Trying to change too much too soon and struggling to maintain that level of intensity can have an impact not just on your motivation but also on your self-belief. Feeling like you're failing can mean you give up on the change you want to create in your life, and you may even notice negative self-talk creep in, such as, "I'm so undisciplined, I can never stick to my goals," or, "I'm never going to be able to change." These negative thoughts can shift your identity in an unhelpful way, making you doubt what you're capable of achieving in your life. Aiming for more doesn't always lead to the best outcome. The power of small While mini habits may be small in nature, they create big changes through a compounding effect. The truth is, what you do matters. What you do today matters. What you do every day matters. Little things that seem insignificant in the doing, yet when compounded over time, yield very big results. Successful people are those who understand that the little choices they make matter, and because of that, they choose to do the things that seem to make no difference in the act of doing them, and they do them over and over and over until the compound effect kicks in. Small wins are exactly what they sound like, and are part of how keystone habits create widespread changes. A huge body of research has shown that small wins have enormous power, and influence disproportionate to the accomplishments of the victories themselves. When you're wiring new habits in your brain, consistency matters. What you do every day matters far more than what you do occasionally. It's better to do less each day than do something big once in a while. Setting smaller, mini habits requires you to be open to achieving your goals more slowly and sustainably and with a lot more self-compassion. This method also requires you to let go of perfectionism and to rethink what the steps to success could look like. When seeking to create change in your life, give yourself permission to start small and to trust that from small changes, big transformations sprout. Thanks for watching and hope you got value from this video. If yes, please give it a like, consider subscribing and see you in the next video.